I want to go to you, Deezy, because I need to know what the hell's going on in AZ, bro. Deezy's out in Arizona, as they like to call it in some parts. And I don't know, Deezy, can you explain
Nope.
what I'm talking
No
about?
one calls it that anywhere, by the way.
You ain't call it Arizona.
Nah, dude. Nah. I saw the video. I don't know if you saw it. This lady, I believe it was Surprise, was going to talk about how much the city of Surprise's lawyer was getting paid. I guess she was reviewing the contract, and it was a public forum. And she came there and presented information about her thoughts on it. And the mayor tried to say that you're not allowed to come at any person that's an employee of the city, pretty much. Like, you're not allowed to make any public remarks about specific employees of the city. And she essentially said, that's my First Amendment right. uh so, like, you can't infringe on that, and I'm gonna speak. It's my time. And they had her removed, and she obviously wasn't too happy about that. And I'm not 100% sure if she was actually arrested, but they definitely removed her from the forum, by force, while she was trying to talk about something that is relatively. It makes sense to bring that to a public forum with your leaders to talk about. This guy's contract states that he can change his pay depending on this, that, or the other. Which is.
And not only did they remove her from this forum from talking, basically she was trying to talk about this and they removed her, but her 10-year-old kid was there, and she was removed forcibly from this forum. So for anybody who may not be familiar, maybe you're watching this from overseas, we have a thing called the First Amendment in which you can say whatever the fuck you want to say against the government, no matter how salty, no matter how brazen, no matter how vicious. You can say whatever you want to say. Okay. And that's it. That's it. There's nothing else to it. That's it. You can say whatever you want to say, and you have no right to remove somebody from a forum for doing that. I think. I don't know if there's any sort of local law or anything like that that supersedes.
They tried to say that there's some kind of template to the forum in which you had to subscribe to in order to speak. And one of those rules was that you're not allowed to, directly attack any employee of the
Any
city.
individual person, right? It's about
Correct.
policies and stuff like that. It's not
But
about.
her argument was that's unconstitutional, and it infringes on my right to my First Amendment speech.
So the thing is, I have a couple questions. Where did it take place? Like, what is the building that it took place in, and who owns it? Second of all,
I'm pretty sure it's a government building. Like, it took place.
so then technically she should be allowed to say whatever it is that she wants to say. However, again, if there is rules to this forum, they're not saying you cannot say this thing. They're saying this is not the time and the place. We are here to do something else. Step outside and say it if you want, but that's not. We have rules here that we follow as to how we pose these
Yeah,
questions.
but if that rule was made to prevent people from speaking out against matters that are happening, that's kind of was her point. Like, you made this rule so that people can't be called out for the things that they're doing, but that's kind of the whole point of this whole public forum, is for the public to bring their ideas to you, the leaders, and for you to answer their questions because they elected you, So, like, that's the whole point. So
But
you
so
can't
I
make
guess
a rule
the
that
point of it
prevents
is,
you from asking questions about officials that the elected officials hired, and now you're paying for with your tax-paying dollars to fund this lawyer who could end up being who knows how much money for the city, for whatever the case. I haven't really dug too deep into whatever's going on there, but
well, there's again, a couple of questions about it. So is the lawyer an employee of the government, or is the lawyer a contracted lawyer for the government? It's different, right?
good. It's a good question.
And then
It's contract. There is a contract. That's what she was going there to bring.
Yeah.
forth, like, hey, in this contract that you, the leaders,
So
signed.
then again, I think that you go after you're going after an individual. I think is the problem with what it is that this is not what this forum is meant for. We're here to discuss and fix policies and shit, right? So if you have a problem with
city spending is a policy.
absolutely, then you talk about it in totality. When you single one person out, it now becomes argumentative and nothing gets solved, right? Again, I'm not trying to infringe on anybody's right to say anything. I definitely think you should be able to say whatever you need to say. However, I also understand the other side of it, whereas like there's decorum to this conversation, and we would expect that you would uphold that.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand what both of you guys are saying. Obviously, we're all free speech, absolutists here. And I agree with you, Deezy. If it was an open public forum where you're able to talk about whatever, then it's totally wrong what they did. That said, I do understand what you're saying, Fresh, in the sense of, okay, if it was a forum that had a specific purpose, and the guy says that she agreed to, there was some kind of agreement that she agreed to. I don't know what that is exactly. I don't know if it's a signed thing or if it's just sort of like something implicit in attending that meeting. But he was saying that this is not the place to talk about that issue. Now obviously that could definitely be just him deflecting because it's something uncomfortable that they don't want to talk about. My thing is there's a couple things. First thing is, I really hate when there's conflict and someone is not willing to calm things down, right? Like, she could have brought it up. She brought it up and she was not rude when she brought it up off the bat. And even if she was,
Her beginning statement was like, I know you guys have an executive meeting, so I'm going to try to be quick with my time to respect your time. Like, she literally started her sentence with that, and then they cut her off, and that's what led into this. Like, she's like, let me finish my statements and I'll be out of here. You know what I mean?
right. And that's where, and I notice this a lot when I watch these police encounter videos on YouTube. And the good cops are the ones that they go into the situation and they do everything in their power to de-escalate it. So if somebody's, getting heated, they speak calmly, they, whatever you got to do to try and calm this stuff down and then hopefully have a peaceful resolution. I think in this situation, what really bothers me about it more than anything is just the arrogance of these council members and their behavior. As soon as she starts bringing it up, all you got to do is say, hey, listen, this is an important issue and we understand how you feel, a little empathy. We understand how you feel, and we know that people are upset by this, but this is something that's going to be discussed at this other thing. Right now, we want to discuss these other issues, and we definitely will address it. And I would be happy to speak with you after this is over personally to try and figure out, how we can talk about this issue. That's all he had to say.
There's even another way to handle this, right? Is she has these 5 minutes. You've given her this time, right? So respectfully listen, this is her time now. So whatever she says, whether it's relevant or not to the meeting, let her say it. And then at the end of the meeting, then you handle it the way you said, right? Then or at the end of her 5 minutes, you let her know, I respect what you're saying. I think that it's very important. Like it kind of placate her a little bit and let her know this is where we will be discussing these things. Give her an option for where she is to bring this to, not act like, oh, I'm better than you.
I'm getting some more background. Okay. This
Okay.
is from theblaze.com. It's an article.
Mhm.
And she said that Massie was the woman who got arrested, who, again, she did get charged with, let's see, she was cited for trespassing, class 3 misdemeanor, and resisting arrest and obstructing
Wow.
government operations.
Wow. Really?
And she said that she was never read her Miranda rights, nor was she allowed to contact an attorney.
I think she has a good case for a lawsuit. I'd be interested to see how
Pour one
this
out for
plays
the
out.
U.S. justice system.
Oh, damn. Shit. Pour one out, man. Pour it out.
But she said, and by the way, this was a city council meeting. So, I mean, I feel like that she was in right to bring this up, right? Like it doesn't make she waited her time. She got requested time, got up, and she should be given her time. She didn't say any profanities. She wasn't like calling anybody hateful speech. She's
Yeah,
pointing out
absolutely.
she's pointing out a contract that the city made with an attorney, and just because it was that attorney doesn't mean that she was, attacking an official. She was just pointing out like this is the person that this contract was made with, and that's kind of
Well, so there should be no problem with her giving this information. So it's her 5 minutes.
it should be public anyway.
Yeah, let her have the 5 minutes. Let her say whatever it is that she wants to say. There's no need to cut her off. There's no need to stop her. However, again, I can also see this is why these types of venues have moderators, because we're meant to stay on topic. We're here to talk about a specific thing. It is not appropriate to take up time that could be used and allocated to something better, right? Like something that's actually on topic here. So I do need to know more about the specific venue they were at and what the conversation was supposed to be about.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if it was an open forum, then these people are bastards, and they need to be told by the American people that this is not going to be tolerated. And I think there is a growing. I mean, there's kind of a growing. The story's taking flight on social media, and hopefully these people can feel the pressure of that. But yeah, I feel like just zooming out, it's one of those things where any situation like this in any circumstance, in wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I feel like can be handled in a way that is not going to escalate the situation. And I think that that's the way that I was hoping that our I want our politicians to be politicians. It used to be, dang it. All right, I'm going to talk to the politicians here. We got to talk to these politicians. Listen, politicians, we don't trust you. We don't like you. Okay, fine. Everybody knows that. But here's the thing. It used to be y'all knew how to sweet talk us. Sweet talk. And now we don't get no sweet talk from y'all. We just get you yelling at us. You get us, threatening us. That's not what a politician's supposed to do, baby. Politician's supposed to sweet talk you, man. Ma'am, we understand how you feel. Feel it from my heart to yours. I'm sorry that this is how it's going for you in your life, but I promise you, if you just vote for me, I'll make all your troubles go away. Man, you made me go full Clinton. That's what you guys are supposed to be doing. You got to learn from the greats. Sweet talk. Let's bring it back.
Yeah, but now they've taken away the sugar and they've left all stick.
It's
They
all
come out
stick.
all stick. You're bad. You're wrong. I'm going to tell you why. I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
They just
Fuck
get their big
that.
billy club and they're just like bop, bop, bop on your skull, Deezy. That's what they do now. And I don't like it. I want you to lie to me. I want you to tell me sweet nothings. I want you to make me feel good. I don't want you to make me think. I just want you to make me feel heard.
Wait, is this a Kamal? Is this a
It's
fucking
an
Indian
endorsement.
guy?
It is definitely
Yeah.
an endorsement for Kamala.
Is this Indians for Kamala campaign right here?
But no. Listen. And we'll get to Kamala in a bit. I got plenty to say about her. But I will say right now, she ain't sweet talking nobody. And she ain't never been sweet talking nobody. Trump,
She's trying her best, bro. Okay.
listen, well, I don't know about that. Maybe she needs to just develop her skill set. For all Trump's bluster, as many people say, he can be a blustery fellow. But when it comes down to it, when it's time, when he's got to make the sale, he will throw in, I know how you feel. He will throw in, I hear you, in his own way. He didn't say it like that, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? He knows when to throw a little sweet, a little sugar.
You don't think being Baphomet is sweet enough? What can be unburdened by what has been? You never notice that? She points up when she says what has been, and she points down with her other hand when she says what could be.
Damn.